In this tutorial, we will be taking you through the process of completing an online umbrella application for Lessors risk. To begin, log on to our PPP website with your email and password, or simply create an account by clicking the link under New Users / New Accounts. Here you will see any applications you have already submitted listed. You can change the order that the applications are listed by clicking the drop-down labeled Sort Order. You can also filter the applicants by quote type, application status, or insured's name. To start a new application, simply click the Start a New Quote button. You will be brought to a new page where you can select which type of quote you wish to request. In this instance, you should select Lessors Risk Only, non-apartment. All highlighted areas are mandatory fields. After you have chosen the Lessor Risk option, you will be prompted to choose an effective date and expiration date for your policy. The effective date must be a current or future date in order to proceed. Past effective dates are not permitted. Once you have completed all the information, click on Complete Section / Continue to move on to the next screen. If you did not complete a field or completed it incorrectly, the field will be highlighted and you will get an error message at the top of the page indicating the error. The following screen will prompt the brokers to select the number of locations to be insured under the policy. You will also find a list of exposures to select from if any are applicable to the risk. Once you have selected the additional exposures, click Continue to move to the next screen. If you choose an exposure that is considered ineligible, such as explosive, you will see a message stating that those cannot be written by PPP at this time. At any point during the application process, you can use the window on the left side to navigate between pages with ease. You can also click on Live Chat to obtain assistance from our team during normal business hours. Primary named insured. On the next screen, you will be prompted to fill out the association name, mailing city and state, and what kind of entity the insured is. Under the Care Of field, you can add the name of the property manager. Once all fields are completed, click Continue to view all entered policy information. Here you will be required to select a need by date to indicate when you need the quote by. The effective and expiration dates are the dates you selected. However, you can still make changes on this screen. You will also be required to enter the current umbrella carrier's name. Enter not applicable or unknown, but do not leave blank as the system will generate an error message. You can also enter the current premium and limit. Click Continue to move to the next screen. Current quote locations. Select Add New Locations to enter location information. Under the applicant information besides location, you must provide additional information about the risk. For example, number of employees and whether or not they are leased. You may also enter own vehicle information in this section. If you have multiple buildings with various number of stories, enter the highest number of stories. Depending on the number of stories, you will be prompted to answer additional fire safety questions. The rating information section on our Lessors Risk application requires the square footage be entered for all exposures. Once all the information is completed, select Continue to officially add the location into our system. You can continue to add additional locations, or if finished, choose Continue to move on to the next screen. Auto and additional exposures. This auto section must be completed to indicate whether the insured owns and/or has HNOA coverage. If this does not apply, you may skip this section. If risk contains additional exposures indicated here, make sure you check those which apply. For all others, you may write it in the box next to Other. You can do the same thing for the section below labeled Liability, Exclusions, and Endorsement. Boiler and Machinery. This section is not mandatory. However, if you are interested in obtaining a separate quote, you may complete this section. You will be required to complete the Schedule of Underlying Liability for General Liability. If carrier is unknown, you may enter TBD at this time. However, at time of binding, carrier name must be provided. Note that Lloyd's of London is not acceptable carrier. Additionally, the following three sections are all optional because they do not apply to everyone. The loss history information sections are mandatory. If either question is answered yes, then you will need to complete the details in the section below. There is also an additional comment section if you wish to provide additional information about the risk. Click Continue to proceed to the next screen where you can upload any documents or photos that will help with the application process. Be sure to make the file names unique so there aren't a group of files with similar names. The following are instructions for uploading a document. Uploading documents or photos will automatically send the files to our underwriter for review. To upload a document, click the Choose File button. A dialog box will appear, prompting you to select a file. Browse to the location on your computer where your file is stored and click on the file name. After your file is highlighted, click the Open button. The file name will appear on the screen. Continue this process until you have added all of the relevant files. Click Continue to bring you to the next screen. You will now see a table labeled Complete Application, which shows the different parts of the application and indicates if all sections were successfully completed. Return to any incomplete sections to complete. If the printed section shows an incomplete, simply click View Printable Copy button below. This will appear in a new window, so make sure your pop-up blocker is turned off. This must be done in order to submit the application. Review application to make sure all is correct. If you are unsure how to respond to a question, you can come back at a later date, as the information will be saved until submitted. Be sure to click the Check Here box confirming you read the information and it is correct to the best of your knowledge. Upon completion, you can print the application and/or click Submit Application. Once the application has been submitted to PPP, the application is not editable. If a correction is needed, contact the underwriter indicated on your submission acknowledgement. Thank you for your submission to Preferred Property Programs, where service is our specialty. Protecting you is our mission.